I'm back. Welcome back to the Organic Rose. Today we're going to work with basil and oregano. There's lots of different types of basil in the marketplace. You can grow lots of different types yourself. You just need some soil and water. And get the seeds, start them in a greenhouse if you have a greenhouse, or if not, you can just simply put the basil seeds in a little tray with some soil and put them on your windowsill, and they'll start there. Once they've started, then go ahead and transplant them outside into your garden area or create a garden area, or you can even grow it inside. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do today with the basil. So we've got basil here. And then I also picked some oregano as well. So both of these, I chose these because they're so easy to grow. And like I say, just a little bit of dirt and some water and some sunshine, and you're all set. So let's go ahead and trim this stalk down a little bit with a sharper knife. Okay. So I go harvest the basil outside, then I bring it inside, and I just simply put it in a glass with some water. Just make sure that the stems are always wet, and then it'll stay alive for you. And then you're using super fresh basil for your salads or your soups or your sauces, what have you. So let's go ahead and pull this one out. Get this out of the way, and then there's a leaf, so we'll go ahead and take the stems off. Set those, all the stems can go in a pile, and then they can go into your bag or your container with all the stuff you're saving to make some stock. Let's break them off. They break off really easily when they're green like this. Now the basil is going to find its way onto a sheet pan and go into the air dryer. Or if you don't have an air dryer, you can just simply put them in your oven at a low temperature, about 150 degrees. Spread the leaves out on a sheet pan and put the pan in your oven and go ahead and dry them. The reason we're drying this basil is to store it for future use. And you can store it just simply in an airtight jar. Keep it in a cupboard with your other spices, and there you go. You've got wonderful dried basil. Keep in mind that growing and drying your own is probably going to be 50 times stronger than what you would buy in the store. In the store, you really don't know how long has that basil been in that container for? How long has that container been on this shelf for? How long has it been in the warehouse before it even got to the store? Whereas this way, you've got total, complete control over all of it, and you've got control over your flavor input. And controlling flavor makes you a damn good cook. So we're just going to spread it out on the pan like that. Okay, and let them dry. So this is prior to drying them. You stack them like that, and then you roll them up. Roll that stack up as tight as you can. And then you're going to go ahead and run the knife through it. And you're cutting ribbons out of the basil.
What's this called?
Why is this guy doing that? Well, number one, I'm showing you a different knife cut. It's called chiffonade. And the reason for chiffonading is, let me just break them up a little bit like that, is you're exposing more cell wall to the air around you. And therefore, once the air gets to the basil, it's going to go ahead and release its essential oils, and that's where all your flavor's at. Now we'll go ahead and sprinkle them out onto a sheet pan. Put the sheet pan in a low oven or in your air dryer and let them dry. Once they're dry, put them in a jar and store them for future use. And here's the oregano. Both these herbs, by the way, don't take a lot of work. Once you get them started on your windowsill, they'll just take off. So here's an easy way to take the leaves off the stem. Just go like that. There you go, back into your soup pot. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, and then this we'll go ahead and use for our stock. And these, you just leave them like that. Just leave them, leave the leaves whole because they're so small. They don't take up a lot of space at all. And once those are dry, store those in a separate jar. Make sure you label them so you know which one is which. Never forget when I was in culinary school 1,010 years ago, one of our exams was to take fresh herbs like basil, like oregano, thyme, marjoram, all different spices. You had to take them in their fresh form. You had to smell them. You had to look at them. You had to touch them. You had to feel them, feel for how many oils are in there. And then after you did all that, then we had to taste these blindfolded and tell the chef instructor like this. That's basil. So we'd have to do all that through all these different spices and herbs. It's a pretty scary test, but I passed. Anyway, there you have it. Just go ahead and use it, whatever you want in your different soups and sauces. Sprinkle it on some different meats before putting the meats on the barbecue. The oregano and basil together work as a team. They are great with a little bit of olive oil on your favorite piece of fish. Last night we had this just delicious local line-caught halibut, and that's what I did. I just sprinkled them with some of these herbs and some olive oil that we happen to make ourselves. But it's so good. So anyway, so this is why we did all this. Here's a jar full of basil. Oh, delicious. See how nicely it's dried up? And the leaves just break apart. And that's how I store it. So I just put it in a jar like this after it's dried in the oven or air dryer. Close that up and just use it in your favorite recipes, whatever calls for basil or oregano. This is a great way to store basil or oregano or different other spices as well. So just go for it. Grow your own, dry them, and you'll have them for use in all your favorite recipes. I'll catch you next time on The Organic Rose.